Hello, everybody. What's going on? I have too much stuff up here. Hope y'all are doing good. The dogs should be quiet today. They're all on CBD oil right now because of the storms coming, so they may be doped up for no reason, though it doesn't look like we're going to have too much. All right, got that going. Hey, hey, hey. Hey, Cindy. Hey, Leanne. Hey, Carol. Hey, Amy. Rose. Moidle, are you here? Hey, Julie Rogers. Hey, Vicky. I am not giving up, Elvis. Little Ellie's hanging out with me. Let's see. Hey, Mary. Hello, Carol. Moidle, I'm so happy to see you. I've missed you, friend. I still think you owe me some wine, but that's another story. I got the camera pointed down a little bit more. We have a lot to do on this project tonight. So, hey, Melissa, how's it going? Hey, Rita Ann. Let's see, Carol, how's it going? Lots of steps to this process, but I want to, I don't know. Of course you do. If we can drink wine, then you owe me and I owe you, and somebody else owes somebody else. So, just drinking wine. Yes, happy Cinco de Mayo. Everybody drinks margaritas today, except for me. They give me heartburn. I was dressed super cute. I had a cute sweater on from The Loft by Lauren Nicole, and I did a little practice prep work on this growler. I wanted to see if I could manipulate this clay in the bigger mold, and I ended up with clay on my pants that I had on. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go put on a t-shirt and some leggings, and they'll be okay with me today. So I have a t-shirt that says, "It's not my first rodeo," which we all know it's not my first rodeo. So, hey, Betty. Hey, Cindy. Hey, Barbara. Has Lindy gotten here yet? I feel like I can't start till Lindy's here. It's like that's the official okay and go. So, oh, Barbara, I didn't realize you were in Oakland. That's even better. You're so close. Hey, Lisa. Hey, Stacy. I'm gonna let a couple more people jump in, and I'm sorry if you're watching this on replay. If the red button up in the top corner doesn't say live, you're watching the replay. You can scroll through this part, but we all like to chit chat and talk to each other. There's Lindy Lou. Hey, Cecile. Hey, Carol. Oh, thank you. You're sweet to say that. Yeah, I know, Lindy. This is one of your Belle Lily shirts that I bought, and I was telling them I had to go put on a different shirt because I started experimenting with the clay, and I ended up with it on my black pants, and I thought, ooh, I'm going to get this on my sweater that I had on. It had a cute little, it's a V-neck sweater, and it had little hearts all over it. It was really cute, but I was afraid I'd mess it up. So, all right. So you want the butterfly, this big butterfly here? All right, well, we're fixing to get started on this, and I've been trying to break down the steps on this. So what I'm gonna do first is I'm gonna show you a couple examples, and then this is gonna be a two-parter. We gotta do it in two parts because the clay has gotta dry overnight, and it's a lot of steps. But what we're gonna do tonight is get the top piece taken care of. We're gonna get get it mounted on the bottle. We're gonna get the clay molds put on, and we're gonna get everything ready so that it can dry and be painted tomorrow. So these bottles that I do, I learned them from somebody else, so I cannot show you exactly her technique or her style. Sorry, there's a really loud car going by, because that's her deal, and it's Royal Funky Junk, and she makes the really fancy princessy bottles. There's another creator named Michelle Butler, and if you want to go into a rabbit hole of beautiful creations, check her out. I think it's called Michelle Butler Designs, and her bottles are unbelievable, and she sells them for like $300 a pop. I am nowhere near anything like that, but you can take the same techniques and do it a little less glam, and you can do it, or you can glam it up more. So what I'm going to kind of show you is just some basics, and this butterfly is going to fit, because you'll see what I'm doing, because I'm going to show you. This is what I call the princess bottle, and this is just a, don't remember what kind of alcohol bottle it is, but this is a whiskey bottle of some sort. And I have chalk painted and done some different things. This is a piece of, I think that is probably a piece of Akina, or it might be a piece of Would You Bend, but this is a piece of molding, and there's process that this all goes through. So we're gonna start step by step. One of the things I've already done is painted the bottle, and I did go ahead and practice with a clay mold, because I was just afraid that I was going to mess up the butterflies. So I love this pink one. This is one of my favorite princess bottles that I've done. This one's actually staying here with me. And then I kind of stumbled into the growlers, and I don't know if y'all know what a growler is. This is a growler. They're brown, and you get the craft beer you can go at Whole Foods has them, grocery stores have growler stations. You fill these up with a different kind of beer, and you bring them home, you drink the craft beer, you take it back, you can refill it, or you can turn it in for another bottle or whatever. So it's a lot of beer that you would have to drink too. I would feel like I swallowed a pillow, but I found a bunch of my bottles, because I don't drink that much beer anymore. Notice I said, yes, Jennifer, that's where it's going, is in my pink room. I found these at the Goodwill. So this one, I just put a finish on it to make it kind of look galvanized. I might do some more with this one. It's been sitting in my living room on the fireplace, and I just saw it today when I was walking through, and I thought, well, let me bring that in here to just show them what you can do. And then this is the growler that I did with this technique that we're going to do. And I don't know if y'all can see this texture on the side. I'm gonna put it as close as possible. It kind of looks like bumpy. That's a paper towel, and I just took a paper towel and I Mod Podged it on there to give it a texture, to make it look like a net almost, because I put some different scrapbook paper. These are in a, I can't remember what the papers were called, Alchemy, I think, or something like that, but it's a different type of paper. And I just cut them out, and I did some hot glue around them and then painted it. This has got some Would You Bend. It's got a piece of Akina on top that I've painted and just made it look fancy. But if you go look at the Michelle Butler site, you'll see these are nothing like hers. But this is kind of that style. So this can be a huge piece. You can get, like I'm gonna use this butterfly on the one we're doing tonight. That's from the Dollar Tree. This is one of those MDF cutouts. I think Lindy did a butterfly like this the other day, and I thought it was hilarious that she did butterflies. We did not plan that. I think that just means that we're starting to think the same. I used to work with a girl that we worked together in this really small 10 by 10 office, and we started showing up wearing the same colors and the same clothes, and you know, our periods synced up, the whole 9 yards. So Lindy and I aren't going to have that problem, but we're starting to think alike when we're thinking about these butterflies. So anyhow, I got this at the Dollar Tree. I've had it forever in my stash. I'm trying to think. I mean, you can use anything you would want to use for this top embellishment. I've used big pieces of Would You Bend. I've used, y'all have seen, I think y'all have seen my, let me see, I've got one down here, like a piece of Akina. You can take this and put it on the top. There's all kind, it just depends on what kind of look you're going for. A lot of times I don't know what this bottle is going to look like when I start out. I really had to kind of plan this one today out because I'm doing something a little different. But I'm going to take this growler and move him. But I just want to kind of show you some different options. The basic techniques you can just incorporate into anything. So here's the growler we're going to use. It's small. And I did a small one on purpose, and I'm sorry I've already put this butterfly on it, but I want to exaggerate the top piece. So what we're going to do is I'm going to decoupage on this first, but I want to set that piece on there to where it's obnoxiously big. This is going to be the glitzy part of it. There will be a lot of detail in the bottle, but this is going to be our focal point. So that's why it's okay to have one that's ginormous. That being said, this one is going to be ginormous on there. So you're going to need something for the top. You're going to need some wooden dowels. I get these at the Hobby Lobby. These are the ones that come 10 in a pack. Probably has the size on there. 12-inch dowels. 0.312 inches by 12 inches. So they're a little thicker. I like the thicker ones. And what I do is I take it and I stick it in the bottle and try to figure out how tall I want it to be. And then I'll clip it where I need to. So I'll show you that in a minute. But first thing you want to do is either spray paint or slick stick the bottle. You can use regular old chalk paint and it will work too. You just have to put more layers of it on there. This is just our base. And again, I like to use slick stick when I'm doing the molds because I think it works a little bit better. And this one's been on here about an hour and it's still wet. I came home to practice that because I just wanted to make sure that I could get that big old butterfly one out. So, but what I want to do, I've got this pretty paper. Lindy, did you use this paper today? I think you did, but we're going to use this paper. This is from Digital Deco Designs. I picked it because it's got a butterfly, but it's also got, ooh, it's thundering. It's also got some of these old world ladies, which I think are cool. It's got a clock. It's got a rose. It's got some different things, but it's also got this great bee in the middle. So I'm going to start off and we're going to go ahead and lay down some Mod Podge and get this started and work on this. And then if I miss questions, I'm going to do everything I can to get back to them and answer them. So just bear with me. I'm a little, there's a lot of moving parts on this, so it makes me nervous when I start thinking about trying to teach y'all this. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this Mod Podge on here. And why is that so watery? Oh, my brush was watery. Okay, well, it'll be all right. We're gonna lay a layer of this on here. I have just about used this whole thing. So I'm gonna go ahead and I kind of had played with it a little bit before, and I'm just putting it on here. I'm not cutting anything out. I'm just getting it on the butterfly so that all the butterfly's covered. I'm not so worried about where the designs are hitting because by the time we get through it, there's going to be so much going on this that you probably won't even notice what all's on there. But I liked the colors and stuff. So you can see that's on there like that. Now you want to take your sanding block and you just want to sand down. And it's going to cut it just like butter. It's amazing. I do have a emery board here to get into these little smaller spots. And I do not put the second coat on or let that dry before I start going ahead because I like it to have a little bit of that feather look to it. But I also like to go ahead and get it while it's still a little wet because it seems to work better to me. shoot. Okay, a little piece of it came off, so I noticed that wasn't stuck very well. There we go. That's why I love this rice paper, because it's so easy to work with. Sorry, y'all. Lindy was talking about the headache she's had. I had a headache yesterday and missed work. I don't do that very often. And I laid in my bed until 3 o'clock yesterday afternoon. Trying to get rid of that headache. And I'm paying for it today because I'm a little dried out and dehydrated because I didn't even get up and drink water. I didn't eat. It was bad. Finally got up about 3:30 and said, I think I'll take a shower and try to snap out of it. And I was able to feel a little bit better, but I still went to bed pretty early. Sorry, y'all. Trying to talk and concentrate. I'm just getting the emery board to go in these little small grooves on the butterfly. I don't know if y'all noticed though, as I was just pulling it, it just kind of tears perfect. So either way is fine. Stevie. He was in here and then decided he wanted out and then back in, and now he's back in again. So, all right, so we've got that pretty butterfly now. So now, it's up to you what you want to do with the back side of this. Since it is going to be such a large focal point, I'm going to do the back too. I'm going to go ahead and let this dry a little bit. I'm going to hit it with a heat gun before I start working on the other side because I don't want to mess this up. But we are going to do, out. We are going to do the back side. Let me shut that door. Sorry, y'all. Sorry, my scaredy cat dog was coming in here and she's so CBD'd out right now. She, I almost think it's worse. She's paranoid. Gets all crazy acting. The others are all passed out. So, there's that. Okay, so now what I want to do is do the same thing on this other side. I'm just going to take this piece and fit it on the best way I can to get all of the butterfly covered. It's going to be close. It's going to be there. It might not be perfectly aligned, but everything will be covered. I dropped it in the, I was like, where's my brush? It's in the thing. So, do the same steps on this. This one won't be as big a piece to kind of, I've never done one with a wooden piece like this. I've always used a piece of millwork or a piece of wood you bend. So this is a new trick for me, new adventure. Gonna piece together just a little piece over here on this butterfly wing. I have gotten more scam calls in the past 2 days than I have in my life. I guess I bought a new car in February, and I guess that the official word has gotten on the street, so, you know, they're trying to sell me my warranty. Crazies. I try to be nice if I accidentally answer the phone, because good Lord knows they got to make a living too, but what a crappy way to make a living. Sorry if any of y'all do that for a living, but... So we're going to do the same thing. We're just going to go and kind of saw down on this. And it's okay if some of it doesn't, you know, is not sticking to the sides, because this is going to be, I'm probably going to diamond dust this, so at least on one side I am. And one side's going to be the back, so we're going to have the stick attached to it, and we're going to have that to deal with too, so. It sticks to your fingers. Sorry, y'all. I know I'm not talking very much, and I feel like I'm neglecting y'all. I'll look up in just a second. All right, so we got the back side done now. And like I said, this side's not as pretty because I pieced the paper a little bit. But it's okay because that's going to be the back where we're going to have the stick attached. That's going to go in the bottle. So we have that. We got two pretty sides. It's going to look nice. Like I said, this is my first time to do it with a piece of wood, but I think it's going to be pretty cool. It's going to be different for sure. Trust the process. You know, and always we have to go through this. Hey, Dolly. Car warranties. I don't get the siding salesman so much, Betty, but I've been getting these people wanting me to buy windows. And it won't just be one. It'll be 14 in a row. Over and over and over. And it's like, when I don't answer the one call, they switch the number to another one. And then they switch to it. And they'll try to switch it to a local number. Then they'll switch it to a number from like California. Then they'll switch to a number from Wyoming. And it's like, do you guys think I'm not sitting here just hitting ignore every time? I mean, I know that it's you trying again. I'm still not going to answer. But anyhow, like I said, everybody's got to make a living. So now what we want to do, backside, we're going to attach the dowel. Now, I think y'all saw what I said I do. I get the dowel. You're just going to get one out of the pack like this. Where did I open it? I tore it open somewhere. You want them to be pretty substantial. You want them to be the thicker ones because they've got to hold up this, this piece that you're putting on top. Whatever this piece is. Like I said, it can be whatever you pick out. I mean, you could even do a tiny picture frame and do a cute picture in there if you wanted to do something like that. It's just a topper is what it is. And what I do is I take that and I stick it in the bottle and hold it up. And usually pick up my piece and try to figure out where I want it to sit. And see how that's sticking up. So I knew I needed to cut just a little bit off of this one. So then I take my snippers and I cut it off. So that's what I did with this piece. I cut it and I painted it. Stevie, I'm sorry, y'all. Hang on. Do not come back in here. Go. I'm gonna have to start figuring out something to do with him when he can open that door. He's just so crazy. All right, so once you figure that out and you've got it that you know you want it to be, like I want this to sit here. So I've cut that stick off enough to where the stick doesn't really show on the front side up here. So I'm going to take this. There's really no rocket science to this. You're going to hold it. Gotta get your hot glue. Get your hot glue ready. And you're going to put it on there just where you want it. And what I do is I take the hot glue, I put a bead down the center just to get it on there. And then I take the hot glue and I go back and forth, just like I'm basically attaching it with the hot glue. This back side is not going to be the pretty side. And we could actually, I have an idea of what I want to do to kind of cover this up, but we won't do it today. We'll be doing it tomorrow probably. I'm not sure. So and it's going to take a mess of this, and you want to just hold it while it sets up. And you're basically making it like a lollipop. I think it's pretty paper too. It's from Digital Deco Design. So it's running over a little bit, but that's okay. It's not going to be a big deal. We're going to have so much dazzle on this that it won't matter. I'm going to let that dry. Oh, sorry, y'all. My nose is itching. And clean up a little bit, maybe. Scraps in the scrap. I have a scrap bag over here that I just put all the scraps in. I saw Lindy talking about her digital or her rice paper scraps today. Okay, we're getting there. So it's getting stuck. So let's see. Yeah, I'm sorry I cheated. I went ahead and put that on there. It would be plain normally, but I wanted to see if I could even make that one. So I think I have a new code, Opa, but thank you for putting that on there. Although I don't know what it is. I think it's on my link tree, but yeah, I like that one too. That's a clay mold. We're gonna do some of those in just a minute. I'm sorry, y'all. This is the hard part. This takes forever to dry. And you can't really put heat on it because that's going to defeat the purpose. So what you do is you're going to want to make sure you've painted this with, first you want to clean it with some alcohol because you want to get all the fingerprints and grease and whatever. It doesn't smell like beer, but I've opened some up that still had a little bit of beer in them, so you got to wash them. And then I put 2 coats of slick stick on this, and that way it's nice and clean. And I did paint the bottom on this one just to be a little special. And I think it looks really pretty. And I debated on what kind of design we were going to do. And then with Mother's Day coming up, my mom loved butterflies. And I think I said it on Lindy's live. She called them flutterbys. She go, oh, look at the flutterbys. And she just loved them. So every time I see, yeah, I think it does smell. It smells good to me because I like the smell of beer. But she loved butterflies. And so every time I see them, I think of her. And with it being Mother's Day, we're, coming up on that. A growler bottle is, Kathy, I don't know if you've heard of craft beers, but you can go, and craft beers are really big now with the younger people. And men seem to be really into craft beers too, but you can go to Whole Foods or some of the local breweries will do it too, and you buy what's called a growler bottle, and they're big brown bottles. This little one looks to me like an old whiskey jug, like a Tennessee corn whiskey jug, but it's you get these big little whatever brown bottles, and you can take them back and get them refilled, or you can take them back and trade them in. So no, Gina, Slick Stick is something that is made just for painting on glass, and it's a Dixie Belle product. And I really like it for painting on glass. You can do the same thing with regular old spray paint, or you can do it with chalk paint if you want to brush on chalk paint, but it'll take several layers to do that. So, hey, Libby from Mississippi. But yeah, so it's growler, just like growler, growler bottle. And yeah. So this guy's pretty stuck. So before I do the next part, I want to go ahead, I'm going to diamond dust this one side of it. I'm going to have to hold it to do it. I'm going to have to probably hold it over my trash can when I sprinkle the diamond dust. I'm not going to do a lot, but I want to go ahead and get that on here because after I do this next part, I won't be able to do anything else to the top for a while. And y'all have seen me use the diamond dust 1,000 times. You know how I say you just sprinkle it like you do the cheese on your pizza. And that's what I've got, a cheese container here, one of those from the Dollar Tree. So let me do that over my trash can since I can't lay this flat like I want to when I normally do the diamond dust. Okay, so this is the Mod Podge will dry, but so now he's all, that's a pretty butterfly. So here's the hard part. I say hard part, this is kind of tedious. So you're gonna, after you've got your top piece how you want it to be, whatever whatever decorative stuff you want on it, you're gonna take it and put it on the top. The stick goes down in the bottle. There is no easy, it is really getting ready to storm here. There is no easy way to do this, so I'm just gonna dive in and show you. You just get your hot glue, and you better have extra sticks because you fixing to be hot gluing for a while. The first thing I do is once I get it kind of where I want it, which I'm doing this one a little, you know what, I think I'm gonna turn him. I'm trying to decide if I want to do it this way or if I want that to be the front. All right, so that's where I want him, right there. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna start just putting some hot glue around that stick. You are just gonna, see if you can see that. I'm gluing the stick in place where I want it. And I'm letting that glue go down in the bottle. I'm actually squirting it down towards the bottom so some of that will stick in the bottom of the bottle. And I will probably use about 4 glue sticks on this because you just want that to stay in place. I don't know if y'all can see. I am just taking it and putting it right up next to that and gluing it and just filling that sucker with glue. So instead of beer, it's a glue bottle now. So it's running down in there. I'll do another stick real quick. And I kind of do that same technique where I'll go back and forth across it and just kind of and don't worry about this empty space because I've got a solution for that too. So we'll let that sit for a second. Glue webs for days. Okay. So these are very time consuming to do. So yeah, I mean, we're already at 20 after. So like I said, this one's gonna be a 2-parter for sure. See, so that's setting on that bottle. It looks like it's a topper, but it's actually on this stick. Like I said, this is different than any of the ones I've ever done. I've always done them with that princess vibe where they have a big ornate topper and all that, but this is still going to be super pretty when we get it done. Just filling it up with a little bit more glue. You don't let it dry. I'll try to tilt it so y'all can see. So just got it. It's just glued to the edge. You can push it towards the front. You can push it towards the back of the bottle, whichever is easier for you. But the main thing is you just want to find where you want this to sit. So I kind of wanted it to look like it was sitting on top of the bottle. So I'm gonna let that dry for just a second. The next thing you're gonna need for this top, that's hot from all that glue, it's called double-sided foam tape, or what's the other name for it? Oh my gosh, I can't think of what it's called, but You can get it at Lowe's in a hardware type section, and it's called something different, and it's the same thing. It's a double-sided foam sticky tape. This is in the scrapbook section, I believe, at Hobby Lobby. It's pretty cheap. You can use clay around the top and embed. Yes, you could do that. Totally could do that. You can figure out whatever way you want to put it in place. This is how I do it. Now, you could take a piece of styrofoam, floral foam, and put it in there and kind of wedge that in there somehow. That's going to be a lot of cutting and different stuff, but you can totally do that. I mean, this is what works for me. This is how I do it. This is how I was kind of taught to do it. I'm sure that there's a better mousetrap out there. There always is. And I'm sure as you guys start doing your own, then you'll come up with something. But when you see what we do with this tape, I have some more that's already open, so I don't want to open this new package yet. This will be kind of what we do to cinch it in place and keep it where it is. So when you see this, it's sticky on this side, but it also has a piece of paper. So it's a double-sided sticky foam tape, for lack of a better way to put it. And it is called double-sided foam tape. So you stick it on the back of something, and then you stick it on the scrapbook or whatever, and it makes it stick up a little bit. Well, I use this around the lip of this bottle. Now this is gonna be a little different because the butterfly's sitting so low, but I take it and I make a loop around the bottle with this tape to hold the stick in place a little bit more. And I'm gonna have to go back in the zone here, so just bear with me. But it's gonna have to fit under there, yeah. Okay, all right, I just wanna make sure I can get it under there. So I take the sticky side down with the paper on it to stick it on there. And this is kind of like what we were doing the other day when I said you just take it and you run it around. And this stretches, so I take it and I just start making it look like some sort of wrap around the top. You want it to look like it's got a band around the top. And then I'm gonna close it over that hole. And I pop it off and just do a couple more pieces. And this stuff is hard to work with because it's super sticky. I'll show you what I'm got going on here. And I've got so much glue on my fingers too. This is a disaster. This is different than when I do them with the millwork because this butterfly is so low that I'm having to kind of, this stuff is so sticky. But I want to cover that up just a little bit and make it look, you want it to kind of look like there's something tied onto it. Oh my stars. I might be doing a fail right here because this stuff is stuck to me like glue. I don't know if it's because I had Mod Podge on my hands or what. Okay, so I'm gonna stop at that because this will sit overnight and it'll dry. But I'm probably gonna use some clay too because I wanted to cover the back of this stick a little bit with some clay. So you can kind of get the idea of what you do with it. And you're just gonna, let me show you how I've got the other ones done. Hang on. You just wrap it around and get it a good, you want to cover up that hole that's going into the bottle, but you want it to look like there's a piece of material wrapped around it. You could do this with material if you wanted to too, but we're gonna paint this, so you've got to think about that part of it too. This one, I did the same thing, but then I took some of those Dollar Tree pearls and put them on a string and just wrapped that around there too. So I added the string to it. So there's lots of different things you can do. And again, this one time of me doing this is not gonna be enough to teach y'all how to do it all the time. But it's a good way to get started and get your brains thinking about it. And like I said, I've never done one on a live, so I'm a little wigged out. But okay, so that's pretty much all that we need to do for this right now. We're gonna let this sit. I usually let it sit. This is usually always a 2-day process for me. Now this would be where you would go and take it, and if this was a piece of millwork like the Akina stuff or whatever, you would just take the whole thing and spray paint it. The top and everything, a solid color. White or black is usually what you want to do. If you want to do a darker bottle, then obviously you would paint it black. I got the butterfly at the Dollar Tree. Sorry, there's a car backing up in my driveway. I don't know who they are. So that tape is going to be sticky to the touch, and it's going to be difficult for a little bit. So you want to let it just sit overnight. I'm probably going to do something else around that. So don't fret that that's not so pretty. It's not as pretty as I thought it would turn out to be. But don't worry, we're going to make it, it's going to be great. We're going to keep going. So got the butterfly at the Dollar Tree, got this at Goodwill, painted it white. I decided that we would use some clay molds. So what we're going to do is fill up the bottle with these clay molds. Now, I still have to paint this another color, but I gotta wait till these clay molds are completely dry before I can paint it. So I've got some butterflies picked out to put on here and some flowers and some vines. So I thought we would just kind of build up a pretty design on here, let this sit, and if y'all have to leave me, oh, my watch just died. I'm not sure what time it is. If y'all end up having to leave me, we've been on 42 minutes, so it must be about 6:30. If you'll have to leave me, that's fine. The butterfly clay molds, I got them on Amazon. When I ordered the micro mold, accidentally, I ordered this one too. And I love this mold. Let me show it to you. It's got a butterflies all over it. It's got some postage marks, which I'm gonna maybe give that a try. Lindy, don't squeal too loud. Got that one. And then I've got this one that's just some leaves and vines and different things. And then we've got the same flowers we used on the vase the other day. So we're just gonna make a couple more butterflies and hang out as long as we can. I'm probably gonna make a smaller butterfly now because I thought I'd put one up here and then maybe a couple down here, but I wanna have them spread out, and then I'm gonna do some flowers on here too. Yeah, I thought you would squeal when you saw those postmarks. These are not IOD molds. These are redesigned by Prima. Let me see what these are. Hold on. Yes, redesigned by Prima. I know that's backwards, but you can get those on Amazon, but you can also get them from Chalk It Up Fancy. They are redesigned by Prima. Whatever it's called, distributor. Yeah, so. All right, so don't forget when you do this, you have to have the cornstarch. So I'm gonna do one of these smaller butterflies and see what we can make happen. I'm gonna do it. And I'll tell you something else. I'm not worrying about these antennae because I tried to do the antenna and they're too skinny. I don't know, I couldn't get them out. I'm not that good with these molds yet. So I didn't freak out about it. So you're just gonna take this and you're gonna put it on the mold, and then like we did the other day, you're just gonna mash it down in there and work it out with your thumbs. You're just gonna scrape it out. I'm gonna move you for a second, sweet thing. And just scrape it out. Because when you're scraping it like that with your thumb and going out, you're pushing the clay down into the mold, which is how you're gonna get the detail. So, all right, cross your fingers, ladies. We're gonna make sure that we can get this little puppy out of here. Oh, I got one antenna. Would that be an antenna? Oh, there's the other one. Okay. Oh, shoot. I'm gonna set it right here because I'll glue it on. That's sticking to my fingers now. Lord have mercy. So you're going to just use your Elmer's glue. And like I said, I use my fingers. And I just make sure that the edges and all of it are really covered in glue. You want to make sure you bring it all the way out to the sides and get that really good and covered in glue. I'm going to put you up here, going this direction. And I'm just going to mash him into place. And I'm going to probably hit him with a little heat just to make sure that he stays put. See? Can y'all see that? I like to hit it with the heat, and then I like to push it down again on the sides just to make sure that he's not going to come off. And I've got a popsicle stick that I'm using to kind of mash the sides really good. Okay, so we got, oh, this glue is everywhere. So now we've got those two butterflies. Sorry. Thanks, Dolly. I've got a few Amazon links on my link tree. I don't know if I have these, but if y'all will bear with me, I'll get them on there today or tomorrow. And then you can go find these molds. I'll try to go back and I think I can go into my cart or my history of what I've purchased and then create a link and put it on there for y'all. So just give me some time to get that done. So now we're going to do, I think we're going to do another butterfly. I think I want to do a bigger one, but not as big as that one. And put him like right here. So there's another one here that's like right this size. So we're going to try that one now. I hope this isn't too boring for y'all watching me play with Play-Doh, but I kind of dig it. It's very relaxing, even though it stresses me out just a tiny bit when I'm popping it out of the mold. But I just make sure I brush that cornstarch in there really good. You want to have a good bit of cornstarch because you want to make sure you can get it out of the mold. You don't want it to stick. This air clay or paper clay, whatever it's called, is so fun to work with to me, and it does not get really dried out like the other one. It doesn't dry your hands out as bad to me, but just again, you're going to do a ball and just rub it out. That sounded terrible. With your thumb, I'm just going to push it towards the outside of the mold. so that you make sure you get all that clay down in the details. And I try to pull off the excess off the sides too, and try to get it as flat as I can on the back. Just realized that was in front of the mold. Sorry, guys. And then you just bend it, and come on, little antenna. We did it! Yay! I'm so happy. That makes my day. So much better. I'm going to use the Elmer's glue, and this is just good old school glue. I'm sure there's probably some fancier glue to use, but this is what I've been using and it's working. So take that and just like I said, make sure you get it out to the edges really good, because that's where you're going to have to really make sure it's good and stuck. And then we will take this and put him kind of here. I'm going to fill in some of these other gaps with some flowers and stuff. There it is. So there's that butterfly. Can y'all see that? What do you think? Okay, sorry, I feel like I haven't even really interacted with y'all. Sorry, y'all doing okay? Y'all good there? So what I'm gonna do, I don't want to make y'all watch all of these unless y'all want to. I'm gonna put more around here. I think what I don't want to do is have it too butterflied up. I want to add some other stuff like some flowers and different things and some vines. So let's maybe do 2 more butterflies, because that'll give us a good odd number on the bottle. And then we'll start adding some flowers to it. Does that sound good to y'all? There's a cute little sideways butterfly, and I think I want to do that. Stevie Ray again. Guess he heard me say something that he needed to check out. I think we're gonna do this little sideways guy. Hope he turns out, because he's cute. Oh, I should have showed it to y'all first. I'm sorry. I got too excited. Again, you're gonna just take a ball of clay. Mash it in there and work it towards the edges with your thumb. Eek. And since this clay doesn't dry that fast, I mean, it dries, but this doesn't dry like some of the other air dries do. It doesn't like get so dry you can't work with it if it sits out for a second. You could probably realistically do all your little molds, like if you wanted to do all your little butterflies and then place them on there, you could probably do that too. I'm doing it as I go because that seems to be more natural to me, but whatever works for you, you do you and do it however you need to do it. But I think you could probably let these sit for a second while you make a couple at a time, because it is tedious. We got one antenna, so we're gonna go with it. Oh, you want to see him? Sorry. There's that little sideways one. So let me put the same thing. We're gonna just do the glue all the way to the edges. Let's see, where do I want you? This one looks like he should be sitting up at the top. just because of the way he's sitting. So I put him up top because he looked like he was just lighting on something. So I thought that would be a good place. Now we're going to do one more, like right here. And I think I'm going to do another one of those medium-sized ones maybe. Or we have one more small one that we haven't used yet. Let me see. Sorry, y'all. Piddling. I think we'll do one more right here. Yeah, I'm gonna do the medium size. Is that okay for y'all? This is some kind of messy. I must really love y'all. I know. Well, just wait, Patty Willard. There's a lot more to go. Okay, let's do one more butterfly. Then we're going to move on to some of the vines and the flowers. And like I said, tomorrow I'm gonna come on around 4:30 because Fridays are my earlier days to get, we kind of wrap it up early on a Friday. I do have some stuff going on that I got to get done, an RFP and some different things, but I should be able to get out early enough to come home and be ready to go at 4:30. Because I don't want y'all to, I know how Friday nights are, and I know there's several, I think Tanya's on Friday night, and there several other crafters that are on Friday night. So I thought I would get on earlier. That way we could finish this up. And what we'll do tomorrow is we'll paint the butterflies and detail them out and seal it and embellish it. So it'll be the finishing touch part. We're doing the labor intensive stuff right now. Tomorrow will be more of the fun, get crazy stuff. Yeah, guys, that one, the antenna seemed to come out pretty good, so. And for y'all that are neat crafters, I'm sorry if I'm driving you crazy with my fingers in this glue, but that's the only way I like to do it. I don't feel like I get it as good when I do it with the brush. I tried it with the brush and it just doesn't make my heart happy. All right, so so what I do is after I put him on here, I just kind of take my finger and pull a little bit on this clay on the sides to just get it to kind of like I'm blending it into the bottle, for lack of a better way to put it, and just, yeah, make it stick a little bit better. Some of these have some of the edge left, which is nice because that'll attach a little bit better too. Okay, all right, so there's the last butterfly. He's not on there all the way yet. Let me hit him with some heat so he'll kind of settle down a little. Okay. All right, so that is the butterflies. I'm gonna go ahead and take this and move it to the side. I think what I'm gonna do too is that suggestion on the clay, I like it. And I'm gonna go ahead and take a little bit of this clay and just mold it around this top just to give it another little piece of interest and kind of, not gonna do anything fancy. I'm just gonna mash it into the tape. Just another little, and we can take a popsicle stick and kind of draw some lines in it to make it look kind of like some of that tape. I think that's a good idea. I liked that idea. So whoever had it, thank you. And I'm just smoothing it with this popsicle stick and making it look kind of textured a little. I'm not doing a whole lot. I'm just doing enough to kind of adhere it, and I think I'm gonna put a piece of it on the front. So it's just kind of there. And remember, this is all gonna be painted, so all this, if it looks weird now, don't worry, because we'll be able to hide a lot of stuff with paint. But that was a really good idea that whoever had about the clay. Just kind of mashing it up in there. If y'all ever want to watch another, there's a lady that works with clay. She actually makes her own paper clay. And her name is Creative Cat. And she's on YouTube. And sometimes her videos will pop up on Facebook too. But she is so cool. And she does some really neat things. She does not use clay molds. She does all of her own stuff by hand, and it is fascinating to watch her. Not to mention she has beautiful hands. So I know that sounds silly, but her hands are so pretty, and she makes some beautiful bottles and different things with clay. She does a lot of just really neat stuff. She recycles a lot of stuff, and she just does some really unique different things, and I like watching her. She's fun. All right, so I think we need a big flower here on this back piece. And we're gonna take a vine and maybe go kind of around, and I'll weave it through. We're over an hour now. So if you got, hey Tanya, I'm doing okay. If you guys need to pop off, you can. I totally understand. I know this is tedious, but I promise tomorrow what I'll do. In fact, why don't we just end it and I will finish up, put some flowers on here. And then tomorrow what we'll do is at 4:30, I'll meet y'all here. All this will be dry and we will paint it and finish it out. I think y'all will really like it once we get it finished. And like I said, I know this is a lot of work, but these things take a couple days to make. So when you see that lady, Michelle Butler, asking $300, now you know why, because hers are even more intricate than this. But I will see you guys tomorrow at 4:30. I'm gonna finish this up, add a few things to it, and I'll show you tomorrow what I added to it, and then we'll go from there. And I hope you all have a good Thursday night. The storms seem to have fizzled out for us. I still see it going across the bottom of the screen over there, but I think we might be in the clear for now. So I will see you guys later. Y'all have a good night. Watch Lee. She's coming on in about 15 minutes, I think. I keep looking at my dead watch. I don't know what that's about. Sorry that this wasn't as interactive. This is a very detailed process. So like I said, this will probably not be the last time I can show it to you, but, or the first, whatever, you know what I'm saying? I'll have to do it again. But tomorrow we will finish bedazzling up this beautiful butterfly. We'll paint this. It'll have some more embellishments on it. We'll finish it out, and then we can talk about maybe some other bottles that we could do, and maybe we can set up another time to do another one of these, maybe without the clay, because the clay is part of the tedious part, but we can do it without the clay and maybe just do some decoupage ones and stuff. So let's just meet back here tomorrow at 4:30. See y'all later. Thanks for hanging with me. I know it was not the best live today. It was more of you watching me and me not saying anything. So anyhow, I'll talk to you guys soon, and thank you so much for hanging out with me. Love ya. Bye.